if you are a misfit, then congratulations, you're one step closer to being a writer. This month, Tweak India transforms into a bookworm's paradise. If you are brimming with ideas and have a story to tell, you are going to love our Storytellers Workshop. A 5-week-long workshop with a video each week from India's celebrated writers like Amish Tripathi, Anuja Chauhan, and many more, giving you tips and tricks in order to hone your writing style. Now that first page is daunting for writers of all sorts, and I believe that the way to get around it is to tell yourself that that first page is merely a placeholder, it's temporary, and to go on writing, because that perfect line, that perfect paragraph does exist, but it could be 4 pages down the line, it could be after weeks worth of work. Every writer needs a cupboard full of wool. Now my grandmother had a literal cupboard full of wool because she would at the spur of the moment decide to make something. All she had to do was open up this cupboard, take what she needed and begin. For writers, these balls of wool come in the form of notes. So if you take extensive notes of extraordinary things that happen around you and even of the most mundane things, then you have a cupboard filled with thread of every color and texture, and you simply have to go there and pull the one that you want out. You can't make these characters believable unless you draw from the people you know, the things you see, and the events that have transpired around you. But the emotions you have to draw from within yourself. From the noblest to the most depraved, you are the reservoir that never runs dry. And if it does run dry, then go bang your head against the wall, cry, and there your reservoir's full again. I was called an oddball, a weirdo, and I think that that is probably a writer's greatest strength, because well-adjusted people are very happy to live in the world the way it is. It's the rest of us who not only have a different vantage point, but have the desire to sit at our desks for endless hours and build up these alternative universes because we prefer to live in those. If you are a misfit, then congratulations, you're one step closer to being a writer. If you are at your desk and writing all the time, I promise you that even if the muse is on her way to someone else, you are right there and you're able to waylay her and drag her to your desk. So your job is to sit and write and not worry about these flashes of inspiration. They will come. This is the part I struggle with a little bit. When you live for such long periods inside your head, it's important to open up the windows and let in some sunlight and air into the darkest corners of your mind. And that means you need to get out there and exercise. Murakami has a routine. He wakes up at 4, he writes for 5 or 6 hours, then he decides to go for a 10-kilometer run. I don't know what I envy about him, his talent, the ability to sit in one place and write for 6 hours, or that he can run 10 kilometers. Then he comes back and he reads, he listens to music, and by 9 o'clock he goes to sleep. I have a feeling his wife hates him, but that is not the point. That is a routine that is ideal for a writer. So go out there, run, cycle. And the strange thing about it is, because the brain is so peculiar, when you're sitting at your desk, what you're doing is a sort of focused learning, or I would say absorbing of information, and the neurons are all taking this in, but those neural connections are made probably later. So suddenly you're walking your dog and you'll have this flash of insight or this brilliant line. It is because of the work you've done at your desk, but your brain needs to relax for it to all connect together. So you need to balance both physical activity as well as sitting for prolonged periods of time at your desk. I hope this has been of some value to you and has inspired you to tell your story. At the end of our 5-week workshop, we would like to invite you to share your story with us. And our favorites will be published on tweakindia.com. Stay tuned. Next week, we have best-selling author Amish Tripathi, who is going to tell us how he creates his larger-than-life characters. Happy writing!